moving on. Last week we were, of course, going to do our player spotlight. Ran a little long, so we kind of called a little bit of an audible, and we'll talk about that player spotlight now. And it's someone that we probably wasn't on a whole lot of people's radars, and this school isn't on a whole lot of people's radars. But we have Antoine Davis. He's a senior guard out of Detroit Mercy University. This is a senior guard who finished this 3 points behind Pete Maravich's career points record. He shot 41% from 3-point this season. He averaged 28.2 points per game this season. Now, I will say, caveat, Pistol Pete, he got those points, that point record in 3 years and averaged 44 points a game, and that was without a 3-point line. But still, Antoine Davis, a fantastic 3-point shooter. Raider Jim, what are your thoughts on the senior guard who finished just 3 points shy of breaking the NCAA record?
Yeah, this kid can shoot from anywhere on the court, and reminds me the kid I brought up after the West Coast Conference tournament ended and spoke a little about the Zags and St. Mary's, but I gave great kudos to the kid out of San Francisco, Khalil Shabazz. Reminds me a lot of Khalil Shabazz because Antoine Davis is not a big kid. I think they say 6'1", they say 175, I believe, but he's on the smaller side. But man, can he shoot? Man, can he play? I just hope that some of the press that was coming in, and I don't know if it was being pushed by the AD, by the coaches, whoever it was, as he got closer and closer, and oh, he missed by 3. What should we do? Let's go into the CBI tournament, and then they turned that, and they were going to do that just to give him the chance to get his points. Well, the one thing that they didn't really put in any of those human interest stories was he also missed his last 7 shots.
Yeah.
He had the opportunity to break it. That's, okay, so I missed 7. I know. So that's when you like the best 2 out of 3, 3 out of 5, 5 out of 7, 7 out of 11. You just keep going and going and going until you flip the coin and you win. And I don't want that to be the stigma or the label put on this young man. The other thing people will say is he originally was going to go to Houston, then decided to go to Detroit Mercy, where his dad's the coach and his brother is the assistant coach. So there's these little things that unfortunately people are always probably going to look at or will bring up when you mention his name. I think he's got a chance to be a good European player. Beyond that, I don't know where he really ranks in the NBA draft prospects. You guys would probably know better than I, but again, great player. So let's keep I just hope that we keep the focus on his achievements, and we don't have, I know we're going to have those camps. Yeah, but Maravich couldn't even play his freshman year. Yeah, but this and yeah, but that. Hey, doesn't matter. That applies to a lot of kids, and none of the other ones have gone out and challenged Pistol Pete's record.
Yeah, and look, you go out and you shoot 41% from 3. That's very impressive. And like you said, he's undersized. He's 6'1". I think he needs to bring more to the table other than 3-point shooting if he wants to play at that next level here in the States. But I definitely do think that overseas somewhere, I think he's got a great opportunity to really blossom, and that's perfectly fine. You make a very healthy living in a probably very beautiful European city, and that's perfectly okay. I know that's what kind of Kobe always said. He says he wish he could have, towards the end, gone and played in the Euros, and spent a year in Milan or Barcelona, something like that. But Coach, what are your thoughts on Antoine Davis?
I can't say what's already been repeated, so let me just say this guy's been twice named the Horizon League Player of the Year. The guy's got some game and recognized by whether it's the coaches, the media that votes on that. But, like you said, whether it's in Europe or whether it's an opportunity in the G League, those opportunities will be there after his collegiate career, and he'll live a nice, healthy life. If he stays on the straight and narrow, which, no one says he's a bad guy, but he'll have a nice, healthy life playing a game that us kids grew up playing, and you can't ask for anything more, whether it's in a beautiful, like you said, town in Europe, or whether it's dedicated to the G League with an opportunity to get called up by an NBA squad. throughout a season. So it happens, and nice little spotlight, and congrats to this young man.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, he didn't, break that record, but I do think either way it would have been, with maybe a bit of an asterisk. And I think more than anything, it's to kind of shine light on how dominant Pistol Pete was. Once again, I mean, averaging almost 44 points a game, without 3-point line. It's almost unfathomable at this point, and how we look at basketball now, to see someone do that. But still a fantastic career. Unfortunate, we're not going to see him play it. We saw Steph Curry in the NCAA tournament play for Davidson, and he put on an absolute show. We won't see that opportunity from Antoine Davis, but going forward, best of luck to him.